All right, so let's take a look at today's activity. So here on the left, you have all these instructions. The first 10 slides are instructions. So if you're confused about how to move the stuff around, then you need to read the instructions. The instructions are really helpful for how you navigate this activity. So I'm going to scroll down because I'm not going to go through the instructions. So the first activity, it says, based on the end behavior of the given graph, students are to match the graph puzzle piece with the correct degree, either even or odd. So remember, degree is like an exponent, but it's the highest exponent. So what we're trying to figure out is even or odd. So you see odd or even degree. So you have to take each piece and you have to look at it. This side is going up on the left and on the right it's going down. You have to determine based on our notes from last week, does that go with an odd degree or does that go with an even degree? And then you just keep going through them. If I look at B, B is going down on the right, down on the left, up on the right. So you need to make the decision if that's even or odd. Once you have all of these filled in, you're going to click over here. It says click and type. You're going to delete this, and then you're going to type whatever letters you think are odd. So H, E, B, whatever you think is odd, it's going to match the same things you dragged in here. You're going to type over here. So then activity 2 is really similar. I'm going to, again, let you read the instructions on that. But for activity 2, it's positive leading coefficient or negative leading coefficient. So again, you're going to take each one of these graphs. You're going to look at them. It's going up on the left, down on the right, and you have to determine, okay, does that tell me it's positive or negative leading coefficient? And whatever you decide, you're going to drag it. Okay, you're going to drag it to whichever you decide. And then again, over here, you're going to type the letter of the answers that you ended up putting in here. For the third activity, it gets a little bit more specific. Now it has even and positive, even and negative, as well as odd and positive and odd and negative. So it now has all 4 of the options. So again, you just take out the graph, you're going to look at it. This one goes up on the left, down on the right, and you have to decide, okay, does that go with this one, where does it go? And then once again, you write the letters that were matching next to the box, in this pink box, green box, blue box, and red box. This is the first, this is activity 4. This is the first activity where we don't have graphs. What we do have, what we're given, are functions. So this says as x, and then again, this symbol, this arrow means approaches negative infinity. And then this says f of x approaches infinity. Well, what that means is as x is going more and more to the left, the graph is going more and more positive. It's going more and more up. So this is basically saying up on the left, and then over here it says as x is going to infinity. So as our graph gets closer and closer to infinity on the horizontal axis, so going toward the left, it's going up. F of x is going toward positive infinity, so it's going up on the right. So here, it also says it right here. Up, up, down, 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 up, down. This kind of notation you won't really see in Integrated Math 3. You'll see it more in Integrated Math 4. So if this notation as x is approaching negative infinity, f of x is approaching infinity, if that's confusing you right now, that's okay. Just look here. It tells you in each box. This one's going up, up. This one's going down, down. This one's going down, up. And this is going up, down. And how do we determine that? Well, again, we determine it by the leading coefficient and the degree. So here, if I'm looking at this one, I have a leading coefficient of -1 because there's a negative in front of the x to the 7th power. And the 7, that is my degree. So I have to go back and look at my notes and determine which one should I put this in if I have a negative leading coefficient and an odd degree. Okay, and then you'll match them. Each one of these has 2, And then again, you type the letters in the pink, blue, green, and red boxes. Activity 5, this is the last activity, even though there are 8. Activity 5 itself has 4 different things. I'm only going to show you the first one because it's all the same. So each of these, I'll just go through it real quick. So each of these, this one has up, up. This one has down, down. This one has down, up. And this one has up, down. That's the only difference between the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. But you look over here to the right and you see these puzzle pieces. Hopefully everyone in here has done a puzzle before. You see the outlining of a puzzle. So for instance, I cannot drag this piece and put this here correctly. Why? Because it has this piece right here that's jutting out. It has that piece right there that's jutting out. When I clearly see it's a corner piece, it should not have anything jutting out to it. So you do have to keep that in mind. Even if this is correct, even if this one should be on this puzzle, you have to put it in the correct order. So with that being said, what you're being asked to do is determine what's up, up. So for instance, with my eyes, I can see that I is up, up. It's up on the left and up on the right. So here's a freebie. I know this one is a correct answer. But when I put it over here, I gotta figure, okay, well, where is it going? It's definitely not going here because it's jutting out that way. So it needs to go in this corner box because it's a corner right here, but it goes out there and it goes in here. So I'm pretty confident that that's where that one goes. So that's a freebie. And then again, you just keep reading all of these. You're going to find the ones that are correlating with up, up. And then you're going to drag and drop them into the correct placement. Once you're finished and confident with that, you're going to click here and type all the letters that you think go here. So I, for instance, is for sure one of them. And then you're going to go through and do the same thing for down, 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 up, and up, down. Finally, you're going to do this. So the whole time you've been putting in the letters, that's what you're going to do. You're going to go back up to activity 1 and just, you can copy and paste or just retype the letters here. And you're going to do the same thing for activity 2, activity 3, activity 4, and so on. Okay, this is very important. If you do not fill this out, your activity will not be graded. And remember, this is a summative activity. If you have any questions, make sure you put them in the help discussion box.